Welcome to Same Cast Different Day podcast. I'm your co-host Crystal B and main
Mark,
dude.
really the main dude. We gotta go through this. She gotta make it so special every time. The main dude, really. You couldn't just say and the host Martha or
Okay,
my co-host
and the host
something. I don't know.
Martel, the wine drinker rolling.
Oh, I drank to that.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, woo!
So I was gonna push this off to next episode, but there's a lot of people at a certain facility who's looking forward to me talking about a certain person's and this certain person name. It's gonna be called sperm donor.
Okay.
If anybody is looking for a sperm donor, this man is like a rabbit, just everywhere he go, he just popping them everywhere. So that's the sperm donor,
Okay.
everybody.
So,
And
how
he
old is the
says that
sperm donor?
he's like 30, 31. He's really tall, has waves. He's very fertile,
Okay.
very fertile.
Okay.
So I mean, he can just walk past you and you're pregnant. So if you anybody that's out there looking to get pregnant or looking for a sperm donor, hit me up. He said he's down for it. Yeah. The guy can call. This guy was like smashing two chicks at the same time. Both chicks didn't know they were smashing, that he was smashing them, and then got one pregnant. But yeah, it was a bit of a hilarious scene because it's so funny when everybody else knew that he was smashing both of them, but then they didn't know. Like, how do like 1,200 other people know, but then the two that he was smashing didn't know? Like, it was just funny.
Oh my gosh, that's not right.
But I heard he makes some cute babies, so you might looking for a sperm donor. I can't even finish this.
All the love.
I'll continue that on the next episode.
I don't know. I don't know.
So I have no tangent this week. Had a bit of a tangent on to what the episode they dropped to Thursday, which is today. Did they record it? Whatever. I just confused myself. I got to get this together. But yeah, I have no tangent for this episode.
Really? Nothing like nothing about like. Wait, do you have a tangent about when we went out to eat?
No.
No.
No. That was awesome.
Oh, Martel got to meet a potential.
Her boo thing. Her boo thing. That's your boo thing.
You think he's permanent? What do you think? Think it's a
permanent? I mean, if you don't mess it up. I mean, I'm just saying, y'all, Crystal has a habit of overthinking relationship stuff. I told her that she just need to let things naturally happen and progress. She's talking about stuff that you ain't supposed to talk about to at least 2 years into a relationship. Maybe a year at the most. Now, don't try to sit there and look innocent.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. Trying to sit there and look innocent. How dare you?
I am innocent.
No.
I'm innocent. Look at I'm a princess.
You just said 4 lies that fast.
I did not lie about anything.
Okay, repeat what you just said.
I said, look, I'm a princess.
Say it slow.
No, I'm not gonna do it. No.
Say it slow. So go ahead, say so.
Yes, I'm a princess.
Lie. Who's encouraging her? No, she is not a princess.
I am.
Not the way how she's been acting.
See, there we go. See that she look at it. See, listen, right? Tell me that I'm not gonna mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a princess. Thank you, girlfriend.
If she listens to me, she won't mess it up. But if she go about her way, she will mess it up. Believe me.
I mean, I could be dating people from Chicago, but that's too far away.
I'll be telling her she just needs to enjoy the moment. And this is the stage where she's supposed to just have fun with the whole situation. Just have fun. Don't think about all the other stuff.
What kind of fun are you talking about?
Just fun. Like being around each other, like that puppy, like the puppy love stage. Like you're just supposed to have fun and enjoy it. Have random sex. Go have sex on the beach, sex on the parking structure, sex in the backseat of a car, sex on the roof, sex on a tree. Just sex everywhere. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Um,
Um, so on Tuesday, Facebook had an outage, and
oh
it
no.
was so crazy looking at some of the responses that people were having from the outage on Facebook. Like some people lives seem like it revolves around Facebook. I'm like, why are y'all so upset about Facebook going down? Like there are plenty of other apps out there to keep you entertained. There's other stuff that you could have read a book, could have went for a walk. You were at work, so you should have been doing some work. I mean,
Wait,
come
wait,
on.
wait, wait. You could have walked your dog or cat.
Exactly. Like all these people are like going literally going crazy because Facebook was down. Like I went on, I think around 11 o'clock, I realized Facebook was down. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, guess I just spend my time watching TV at work because I'm like doing nothing else. And that's what I did.
What
Like,
I mean, didn't Twitter go down once?
I
I
mean,
mean,
it's
didn't
been a while since Twitter been down, but Twitter didn't go down when this happened. It was just mostly it was Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and some other stuff I can't remember because I'm a little intoxicated. But yeah.
you know what? I got a question. I really got a question, and I want to hear the viewers. And man, my piece of my hair is falling over the place. Um, so what I want to know is, I can go this way. What I want to know is people have been saying that apparently. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you signed in a lot of things through Facebook. Yeah, that would make sense where you couldn't get into a lot of your other apps and stuff.
I mean,
Now,
I use Facebook to sign into some of my other apps also, but I still had access. So,
so it must have been just a Facebook thing. I'm kind of curious. I watched some TikTok videos and some other things. I'm
mhm.
curious about people saying that there's large amounts of ships that are not docked, that are sitting out in the ocean, waiting to come in to America.
Yes.
They're saying the rising prices are due to something going on.
So
Now,
yes, so the ships are docked. I believe on the California and New York coast, they are docked. What they're saying, the reason why the ships are docked are because they do not have like yeah. Somebody said I think I can't read that's really small.
okay,
They do not have like employees. They don't have dock workers. They don't have truck drivers. They have it's a desperate need for truck drivers right now, and they just don't have the staff they need to get all them goods off the ships and then get it shipped or driven across the country or wherever it's supposed to be going. So they saying because of what's going on now, especially because it's been hit by because of COVID, is the reason why this is happening. Um, they said it could be up until probably January or February of next year before they get them ships docked and get all the shipping containers and stuff off.
that's crazy. But no, yeah, someone just said no employees and truck drivers. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of curious to like, if this is something else going on.
Yeah, so
Some
like
kind
the goods that we are short, that they're saying it's a shortage on. The goods are here. They're just stuck on a boat and they can't getting into dock to get deboard or what they call it. I
I
can't take it in
guess.
there. I gotta stop drinking so much.
Yeah, well, they can't be docked. That's what
Yeah,
it
they
is.
can't be docked basically.
And yeah,
Yeah, prices and taxes. That's why it's a freaking shortage
yeah,
on
yeah,
Xboxes. Damn it.
yeah, yep. Oh yeah, you can see. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, docking taxes. That's crazy. By all means, like I'm curious if they actually this was set up. I'm wondering if this was even with COVID. I'm kind of curious if this was set up. This was like a setup, like someone.
I mean, I don't see it as a setup because in the long run it hurts businesses because if they don't have the products on a shelves to sell, they're not really making any money by these boats sitting out in the middle of the ocean waiting to be docked because a lot of their goods are on these boats basically. And if you go through some of the stores now, like you can see like a lot of some stores are like empty when it comes to certain
Oh yeah.
supplies.
Hmm.
So is they're impacted by it also.
I mean, I've been seeing the stores, or at least around our areas, they have been filling up. So I don't know if they are, slowly getting their consumables that normally have been, you know, um, yeah,
Yes,
it's
the
yeah,
inflation in items jack stuff up. That does that too. And then the cost of paying people, like a lot of these places are being forced to pay people more money, and then the more that they got to pay people, the more they're going to jack up prices too, which means the more their prices go up, more than likely the less that people are going to go to stores and mostly depend on online stuff like Amazon and so on to get products.
and that's true. Like when you say there's a need for I don't know, XYZ product, you know what that is. It's too bad, you know, um, that it's hurting everyone. Um, it's hurting everyone. It's not just hurting just that person, but I remember my father actually saying that, like, he knows a lot of seniors that now have to budget between choosing certain items,
Mm-hmm.
like between going grocery shopping or putting gas in their vehicle, and that blows my mind.
I
Um,
mean, that is true. I mean, the cost of living has gone up, and the people who are getting like Social Security and pensions, depending on how much you're getting, like Social Security really don't reflect the cost of living now. Because you got to think if you're an elderly person who doesn't own their home and you're only getting like $1,200 or $1,300 a month, you got to think like $800 of that alone is just going on rent.
oh
And
yeah,
doesn't include like buying gas and food and things like that, because they look at it as, well, if you're getting $1,200 a month, you don't need no public assistance. And a lot of people who get more than $200 a month on Social Security, they don't get things like energy assistance and help with their property tax or water bills or anything that matter. So those people on Social Security are being impacted a lot due to the inflation of everything right now.
it's sad, and there's a lot of people out there that don't even make a decent amount of money. They're just were making it before COVID. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, we're gonna have Crystal read the comments because everything looking blurry on me.
Awesome podcast, guys. Well, I appreciate it. We kind of talk about everything, and we don't really hold ends on left or right. We go right down the middle. You know, to me, I feel bad for the people that have to decide between putting gas in your vehicle or putting food on the table, as of what's going on,
That
and
is
and and,
true.
and in a sympathetic way. Really, I want to say that it sucks. Okay, I feel bad for those people that got to deal with this, and I don't. To me, I just wish that we could just get over this epidemic, pandemic, what it is. Everyone do their right thing. You know what it is need to be, so we can all be, you know, all be saved for the next. Hopefully, never a next round. I hope never.
We'll probably be dead by the time the next pandemic come. Thank God, because I don't think I want to live through another pandemic, to be honest.
I mean,
But
it worries me because I heard in 5 more years they're gonna come up with another one that could take everybody out.
you
Now I
know,
don't know
it's
if
the
this is
government.
true. Again, you know, you're here word of mouth. Um,
But speaking of the pandemic, how do you feel about people not wanting their people children under 12 to be vaccinated? Because that is a big, that kids getting vaccinated is a big part of us getting over this pandemic. And then, like I said, we're gonna continue to have these issues where kids are getting sick because parents who have kids who test positive for COVID are still sending their kids to school and exposing other kids to COVID. So we're gonna keep having this issue where kids getting sick and dying because we just got parents who don't care and sending their kids to school knowing they're COVID positive.
you know what? To be honest with you, so I have a coworker that actually her son got sick. Her kid got sick. Excuse me. And now she could possibly be carrying this, you know. And it's like I said, I'm that much closer to my to much called. I'm making her put the mask. She just covers like this. I'm making her put it over her nose when she sees me because I'm like, my mask is on. Like I don't trust you. You could be carrying that sucker right now. You know, you could be sick and we don't know it.
Right.
You know, so and I agree. I think to me, I think all these kids, right from being born all the way up, all these kids, all that are through grade school, you know, to all get their shots. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
to
yeah. That's just
I,
when I was a kid though, we all got vaccinated and it was a requirement for school. Like we cannot go to school without having certain shots. And I believe that's something that we need to go back to. Like back then when I was born, they didn't have a shot for like HIV and all this kind of stuff. And now that shot, when that shot became available, my parents didn't spare no time. As soon as it became available, as a 2-year old, I got the freaking shot for HIV and all these other things. So, and polio, I got the polio shot as a kid also.
polio. Oh yeah, there's polio. There's I mean there's a list of them. You know,
Yeah, and I got
you know,
all these
I got the
vaccines as
polio
a
shot
kid.
too. Hmm.
Yeah, and I got all these vaccines as a kid, and like I said, this was mandatory. Like just getting a flu shot. I think I had to get the hepatitis A and B shot, every year before school started. So all this stuff was like mandatory.
And the thing is that we're okay. We're not just forcing this onto kids. Okay, we're not forcing this onto adults. We're telling you, listen, we need to band together. We need this is everybody. Okay, this isn't Democrats, Republicans, Independents, whatever decide you're on. Again,
Mm-hmm.
we're not here to tell about voting and stuff like that. We don't talk a lot about politics. I'm telling you that we need to band together, and we have kids. We want them to grow up and get to be adults and take over, do the next thing for the next generation. That's what we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if we get them all their shots, as a mother, I can tell you right now, once I get the shots off for my kid that has heart problems, you can guarantee,
Mm-hmm.
because you know what, we can, yeah, we're that's right, yep, that's right, we're stronger together. Hashtag stronger together. That's right, we band together. We need to do this. We can't be on left or right sides. We need to get this. We got to get together, everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
And then too, I can't see the name because it's like tiny, but somebody I think I can see the tad bit of the end where it said they said there's not enough study on it. So the before COVID was announced, so you gotta think like COVID was first came around in December of 2019. So the end of December 2019 is when COVID came around. And soon as COVID became a thing and they knew that this was going to be a worldwide pandemic, like they knew before they actually told us in what March of 2020 here in the US about COVID being as dangerous as it is. So back in December of 2019, November of 2019, they knew. And at that time in November, they were already working on vaccines and other situations to try to figure out how to, beat this virus. So you got to think now we're going into 2 years of study. Like I
Mm-hmm.
always like I've been preaching even on past seasons of the podcast. I've always preached technology has advanced so much, and everybody kept on saying like, how did they come up with a vaccine so fast? Like this isn't 1970 or 75 where they didn't have, or even the 60s where they just didn't have the technology to speed things along like they do now. And because we have the technology that we do now, we are able to come up with things a lot more faster. Like
Mm-hmm.
when something go wrong in your car, within a month or two, they have a way to fix it. It's just an update they send out to your cars. For some
Yeah.
people who have the newer car, they just send out update out to your car. So it doesn't take so that long to come up with a solution to things anymore.
And they took placebo and blood. So again, those are two different items that are
Yeah,
in your
and
body.
I
And
think it was a worldwide pandemic, so you had people around the world all working on a vaccine and a solution to fix this.
and
Yeah,
and,
you're
and
right. It's
listen,
been around before 2019. You are correct.
and the thing is that it wasn't really like a big thing back then up until it started spreading and it started adapting,
Mm-hmm.
and it
That's
keeps
yeah.
adapting because it's like I consider it's like a computer chip. Okay, computer chip. It's in your computer, your laptop, your cell phone, this and that. Okay, those devices. Everyone that has a device, tablet, any smart TVs,
We're going
you know,
there. Yeah.
they're watching you all the time.
I hate when people say that. Like the vaccine has a tracker, and they're like, if you use GPS on your phone, guess what? They've been tracking you long before vaccine people. I'm just putting that out there. Every time, like when you commit a murder, or with for people who have committed a murder, know how they got caught because they tracked their phone to the area that they were in. Like
and
I said,
and
and this was before a vaccine.
and the thing is that it does not change this is the facts. It does not change your DNA. It is a RNA. Okay. Okay. Diseases have RNA like codes. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
your DNA is something that a human being has, an animal has, right on down to even fish. Um, so there is um, there is ways to, you know, decode it so you understand it, but no one gets chips. No one's getting bugged. You're not gonna and some of
We're already chipped and bugged before it even happened. So it don't even matter. Our cell phones are chipped and bugged. I'm just
yeah, yeah,
saying.
Your device, yeah. Look at we're on a device right now. I mean, literally, the FBI, CIA, the trust me, everyone's following us. They're all following us all over the place.
Yeah, to
Um,
just to build your immune system against it. Yes, because once that shot hits you, your body learns how to fight off the virus if you come in contact with the virus. So yeah.
and yeah, things
Um,
adapt. Things adapt. Things change all the
speaking
time.
of speaking of the virus, in Brazil, they recorded 530 deaths on Wednesday. In Brazil from the
Oh,
coronavirus. Um, England is planning on placing more travel restrictions on countries such as Brazil and South America, Malaysia, and Ghana. Um, yeah, so there's like I feel like I see a lot of other countries making different strides and trying to do something to prevent the virus. And I thought about it. I was like, does America have any restrictions when it comes to coronavirus? And I thought about it like unless you're here in Milwaukee at the Milwaukee, if you go to see the Milwaukee Bucks play, I believe only like you're required to wear a mask within the first 4 to 14 rows the side of court. And then other than like wearing a mask there and probably like a hospital or a medical setting, like there's really no restrictions in this country when it comes to COVID-19 compared to like I think we're like literally the only country right now with no restrictions.
no, pretty much. I mean, to be honest with you, like I just seen Justin Trudeau, which is he's the Prime Minister of Canada, so our neighbor to the north, our Canadians. That now to people to actually use transportation, so that means flight or on a train,
Mm-hmm.
they actually they have to have their shots.
Mm-hmm.
So it eventually, um, again we don't work in again Martel does I don't work specifically in healthcare. Martel see stuff where he works again. We're not professional this and that. We're just telling you that we're looking out for not just ourselves and not just our families. We want everyone to be. I mean, to be honest with you, here's the number right now. As of October 8th, okay, there's been over 4 million deaths. 4 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's all those
And
people we've lost.
and it's crazy because like so one day I was working on the east side of the campus at my work and it was near the morgue and I could literally guarantee you like within my shift I watched at least 10 people get stretchered out by a funeral home service that day. And
That's sad.
it's crazy not people seeing people not take COVID as serious as it is. Like the police officer who they wouldn't release whether he was vaccinated or not, but the police officer I talked about like 3 weeks ago on the podcast who he was pronounced dead from basically he caught COVID while working and was pronounced dead the day after his first child was born
Yep. Yeah.
from
And this
COVID.
guy, yeah, this guy was in his like late 20s. Just think.
Yeah, he was 26 years old and died from COVID
Just think.
that he contracted from work.
It doesn't make a difference who you are. Again, COVID's not going to pick on you because you're overweight or you're pregnant or whatever. Again, it's your immune system and what it can handle. If your system can handle things, yes. But if
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't and it fails somewhere, you know, my doctor knows that like when we talked about certain things and I did my yearly thing, we talked about certain things from my past because I could protect myself moving forward. What was a good idea for me to get my COVID shots? You could guarantee it was the best thing for me for my safety. Oh yes, for myself. Really. But I'm not just going to talk about myself. I'm saying that there are people out there that might have had issues when they were younger, okay, grew out of, that may compromise your immune system. You may be still healthy and
Mm-hmm.
everything else, but you may get sicker quicker. You might get a little, something may happen a little quicker. So you have to look at so so that's what it is.
It says
And
to me it 100% was. I think I can't. I'm a little bit tipsy. I don't know if they say Triller Man or Teller Man. I'm so
yeah,
sorry.
it's okay. Yeah, but like I said, yeah, as our listeners are watching from Clapper, we're trying to give you an honest, but it's everyone's decision what they want to do. We're not forcing them to do it. We just would like to everyone to band together and let's get
Y-
this. Let's take
Yeah,
care of this.
and you're right. It is everyone's decision on what to whether to get the vaccine or not. But for the people who basically keep denying getting the vaccine or whatever, and it's upset because things are not back at normal. Like, we are not going to get back at normal until people get vaccinated, first of all. And then once they get vaccinated, maybe we can see some type of normalcy. Because you see, when we scale back our restrictions and we tried to go back to normal without wearing masks and be able to go to all these things in public without wearing masks, and we rolled back those restrictions, like, you never see a lot of people use hand sanitizer in public no more. And once we rolled back that restrictions, we started seeing high numbers of people getting sick all over again. Very, very high numbers. Like, here in Wisconsin, I think we were seeing like 3,000 people a day test positive for COVID-19. So when we rolled back with those restrictions, we saw a higher number of people get sick. Like, when the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship, I was one of those people that was out there, over close to 100,000 people in downtown Milwaukee. And once the like I said, like 2 weeks later, after the whole big celebration, all the people being out there, I think they had close to 6,500 or some people were testing positive. Then it dwelled down over a few weeks. But like I said, until we go back to people get vaccinated, we're not going to see no type of normalcy until we have, I say, at least 80% of the population vaccinated, or at least the American population vaccinated, is when we're going to
So
see some type of normalcy.
I mean, it's gonna take. It's not gonna happen overnight. We understand that, and vaccines are never 100% guaranteed. That is true. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but we're just educating you that sometimes it might be in the best judgment of yourself,
And
and not
damn it,
just yourself.
I'm just tired of wearing a damn mask at work. Like, y'all don't understand the struggle of working in a hospital. And some days I'm on call. I mean, like, I'm on a schedule for like 6 days straight, and to be there for 6 days straight sometimes, and like most of the time, I get 1 day off in 9 days. 1 day off in 9 days, and I'm at work for 8 hours a day with a mask on, and it is horrible wearing that mask that
It's,
long for the summer. I'm so sick of having to wear a mask at work. This is why I want people to get vaccinated, because wearing a mask right now and working in the medical field just totally suck right now with this whole pandemic going on. And people don't see the things that we see. Like, people don't see the actual people who goes into the hospital and in these ICUs, and we see them laying on their stomach because they can't lay on their back because they're not getting enough air. There's too much fluid in their lungs, so they got to put them on their stomach to let gravity do their thing, help get the air and stuff flowing, get the lungs going. They don't see all that stuff that we see. They don't see the work that goes into taking care of a COVID patient. It's a lot that goes into it,
oh,
and I'm just fucking sick
it's
of it at this point of
it's
of
crazy.
COVID at this point, especially from a person who work in the medical field. I'm just fucking sick of it.
Yeah, and there's people that'll be like, hey, I got my shots, I'm good, I'm invincible. No one is invincible. Do you understand? You could still get COVID. There's been people that had their shots. Okay, you could still get it. You could still wind up. There's that possibility. Wind up in the hospital. There's always that possibility. So
But the whole point of the COVID shot is that it's supposed to, if you do come catch COVID, it's a good chance that you don't go to the hospital. It lower your chances of needing hospital care. It's basically almost feeling like you got the flu when you're at home.
yeah.
Yes, the flu has killed more people than COVID. You got to think, like, hey, the flu's been around longer than COVID. I'm just saying. Um, but at the same time, we just got to do what we need to do at this point.
So all right. So as we're gonna end this little part of it.
Your friend got COVID. I mean, we're not saying that if you get the shot, you're just automatically not going to get COVID. And we just gonna saying that it just, if you get the COVID vaccine, it's just less, the symptoms are less severe than somebody who is compared to people who are unvaccinated. Because most of the patients that come into my healthcare facility where I work at, and then they need ICU care are mostly the ones who are unvaccinated. And when they are cleared to go home, they be like, "Hey, how long is it till I get the? Can I get the vaccine?" Which they don't know. When you're in the hospital and you receiving getting treated for COVID, you're getting plasma, and plasma is what something they use to make the COVID vaccine. So you're not gonna be able to get that. You're not eligible for the COVID vaccine till at least 60 days after being released from the hospital.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
And
if you would have got vaccinated in the first place, you probably wouldn't have ended up here. Oh, Crystal's internet is failing for
did he
me. Oh,
freeze
there
up
we
on
go.
us?
Oh,
He
somebody
froze
came
up on
in.
everybody. There we go. All right. So we'll wait for our guest. Hi, Maya. How are you? Welcome over. Welcome to Same Cast, Different Day. Oh, we can't. Did you check your? No, we still can't hear you. Nope. So we're having a little technical difficulties, everyone. I have a guest. We have a guest here, so we're waiting for her to get connected here.
Just 1 second.
All right, so at our second half, we have a guest this evening coming all the way from the East Coast. So we'd like to welcome in Maya Powers, and we're going to talk a bit about her, and actually what her non-for-profit company is. So that's actually why we actually brought her on tonight, and to actually talk about it. So to our guests, we don't have too many in the East Coast, but we're trying to reach everyone, Maya. So tell us a little bit about what you do and your non for profit, because we love to hear about this stuff.
Sure. Thank you, Crystal. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Sorry about the technical difficulties. These
Oh,
computer things sometimes just gets us. So I am from Washington, D.C. My husband, I'm a transgender woman. My husband is a transgender man. We have two biological children together, ages 11 and 8 years old. So we're from Washington, D.C., and we moved to Virginia, to a very rural area in Virginia, which is maybe about an hour and a half outside of Washington, D.C. And so we moved out there, and, being as though both of us are transgender, we're looking for resources. We're looking for, just LGBTQ friendly things. And then we noticed like there wasn't anything available. And so, we jokingly was just saying to one another, like, we're going to start it. This is pissing us off. It's nothing out here. We see all these Trump posters and no one's just trying to help the LGBTQ community. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll start it ourselves, kind of just joking to one another. And next thing you know, that joke sort of turned into reality. Well, not sort of, it did turn into reality because I'm sitting at home, I'm Googling stuff. I'm like, I wonder how hard would it be to actually start an organization and get this going. So I started meeting with other like organizations in Washington, D.C., in Virginia, in some other cities and states in Maryland, in Baltimore. And so it seemed very easy. I mean, I've always been a businesswoman. I have a federal government background. And so I just said, you know what? I can just do this like I've normally been doing my job. It seems pretty easy. So we started looking stuff up, and next thing you know, we have a whole organization. I mean, it was like one thing after another. I was Googling stuff and I was like, okay, boom, let me do this, and just checking it off the list. And now we have a nonprofit in rural Virginia. We're an access and resource center for the LGBTQ community. A lot of our programs are designed to assist the transgender women and men and gender nonconforming people in Front Royal in Virginia. And we also help other marginalized communities as well because they have a need. Our ultimate goal is to do some sort of housing program. So we want to do like a sort of a not necessarily a reentry, but sort of a transitional housing program because we want to open up our homeless shelter. Once we open up the homeless shelter, we then want to have a transitional program, which will allow people to get their own places. If someone's been struggling with substance abuse, we want to be able to get them healed and get them refreshed and be able to go into their own place. We help people, get jobs. We do resumes. We get a lot of transgender women and men back on their hormones. We have a lot of, well, not a lot. We have a few clients who are HIV positive. We help them get on their medications, stay on their meds. What else we do? I mean, we do so much. I mean, we provide transportation, we provide emergency funding, and being in a rural area, I don't know where you guys are, if it's rural or city, but being in a rural area, you don't get a lot of support. It's pretty much people are kind of doing their own thing. It's very farm life. You don't get a lot of that city interaction, that city support, that city love, that I'm used to because I'm from Washington, D.C. And so we are very well received by the community. Well, by the LGBTQ community. I don't know about the people that live there, but all is well. I'll tell you guys a quick story. We went to church out there. My kids, their school was, some of their friends was having a thing at the church. So we were taking our kids to the church. And then we went, my husband and I went over to the adult side while the kids were doing their thing. And I mean, it was so weird. I mean, my husband and I, we sort of blend in a little, as far as both of us being transgender, we sort of blend in with the kids. And so I'm assuming the congregation had no idea, but I mean, it was like almost instantly they were just talking about the gays and how they're going to hell and the trans people and how they're looking like this. And, they were, and this is the pastor I'm talking about. The pastor is up on the podium and he's preaching out to his congregation, and basically putting the LGBTQ community at the top of the list. He was like, the pedophiles aren't even that bad. And the people who beat their wives isn't that bad. The ones we need to look out for. And, it just sort of brought things into perspective, and it sort of was a wake-up call for me, coming from Washington, D.C., where it's more progressive. I went to this town and I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a piece of cake. It's progressive. The world is changing. But it was a wake-up call, that the world is not where we would like it to be. And so part of our job is sort of reaching and teaching and educating, not only the LGBTQ community, but also the regular community out there. When I say regular, I mean the community regular that they're used to, and so yeah, it's been a challenge. The town council doesn't receive us well. The mayor's office doesn't receive us well. So we're kind of on our own. We have a lot of support from outside cities and states that fund our program. So that's awesome. But yeah, that's who we are. Sorry, I know that was a mouthful, but
Wow.
I've had all this on my brain all day. I'm like, what am I going to tell her? So yeah.
That's awesome. So Martel, he's from the Metro Milwaukee area. I'm from a rural. I live in a village, so I'm from a rural area. I have some pretty good neighbors. I will say everyone was kind of like, it was just a little transition to go from who I used to be to who I am now.
Okay.
A little bit of a change, but no one really like. It took a little bit. I have a lot of Hispanic people around me. Again, they don't really. Again, they don't really. They're like, you're still a human being, this and that. But
yeah.
I really love. We were reading into this, Martel. I'm reading into your, and it was such a passion for it that I would like to next year, once I get back on my feet and get back going. And I know there'll be that expensive bill I have to pay for after insurance. But we actually heard him and I talked about actually like donating, some money, starting like a little fundraiser and actually donating towards your non-for-profit, because we figure that what better way to give back to and it doesn't have to be just your community. It could be anywhere, but and this is a nice little thing from Same Cast Every Day. So we're gonna try to raise some money.
Oh, thank you.
Firstly, next year, I wasn't really gonna tell you about that. That's okay.
That's a wonderful surprise either way, now or later, however I got it. That is wonderful. Thank you, guys.
And so we're going to do that. We're going to have a Same Cast Every Day on our website, and we're going to try to actually get that out there and ask people, just to donate, even if it's just $5, just try to help out by all means. And if anyone wants to go past the fundraiser and do other ways, I will put them in contact with you. But we actually would like to do that. So us Wisconsinites would like to give something to the Virginians. That's what you call them. I don't know what the terminology is. But,
yeah. We're the Virginians. Yeah.
But we want to give back. You're gonna. I already know, and I told Martel, I said this young lady's gonna really do more for me than I've known in my life. We've only talked a little bit, Maya, and to be honest with you, this is after I go through everything and get reacquainted with life again, on the better side of life, I should say, that we figured, it's a nice little kind of a payback, a nice little kind of a, and a payback in a good way. Just be like, we're willing to support people, even if they're not our neighbors. They could be, 13, 15 hours away. It doesn't make a difference. You're still in one country, by all means. So.
Love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much. And I absolutely accept your offer. So thank you guys. That is wonderful. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you so much.
Well, I wanted to make it a surprise. We were just gonna randomly. I was just gonna message you and Jeremy that I'll just tell her now. But
That's
yes,
awesome.
we're both Martel's gay, and you said I'm also a transgender woman like yourself, and so I have a lot of friends here. We're actually live on Clapper. I don't know if you're familiar with Clapper. It's kind of like TikTok.
Uh-huh.
And we actually have there's goes between fluctuates, but everyone supports everyone in the LGBTQIA plus community, and so we have a lot of supporters here on the Clapper right now. Actually, we have 10 people actually that will stand up and support us all the way. So just want to tell everyone, just so you guys know, once we're done with this podcast, we will actually send a link out, and anyone that wants to support Maya and what her nonprofit is, we will ask you to please do so. And when we get done with this and record it, it'll be on Thursday of this week.
Tuesday.
We will actually get all Tuesday.
It drops Tuesday.
I'm sorry. It's Thursday today. So I get them mixed up. Our days, we're doing twice a week. I'm all messed up. I'm used to once a week, not two. So we will get the links out there for everybody. We'll keep them up there for as long as he wants to keep them up there, and just to show that this is my good friend. You actually became a good friend to me, sweetheart.
Yes,
so I want to
yes,
play right
yes.
now. So we're actually going to show the love and show that it doesn't matter it's where you are, in America. We want to support everybody. So St. Castor Day is going to be supporting you and your company, Maya. So.
I love it. Thank you so much. I mean, the girls will appreciate it. I mean, when I came out there, they had nothing, no type of care. No one paid attention to them. No one cared. So that is amazing. Thank you so much. And I would be sure to let everyone know, that you guys have extended that. That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, and you're welcome, Maya. We will do everything we can in our power. And like I said, I have friends all over the U.S. that I've made in a short amount of time. And we'll make sure that we all send our, love and caring and whatever it takes, even I have, we have friends that do crafting stuff. Again, we'll work on some stuff and we'll try to get some stuff out to, and if we show the love from other states and they, have the thing, we're going to make sure that, I love your non-for-profit. I really do. And I wanted it to succeed so much that this is why I made this decision. And Martel was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. So he's the owner. He's the owner of the podcast. I'm just the one making the money decision for you. So.
Oh, thank you, Martel. Thanks, Martel.
You're welcome. I actually, so I don't know if you're familiar with him, but his name is Chris Watson. He just moved to the DC area. He is the senior policy. Sorry, I'm a little bit tipsy. Senior policy and organizational manager and organizing manager at the Black AIDS Institute, and he ran for district state assembly here in Milwaukee, and now he's over in Washington D.C. So I'm actually going to pass this information on to him about your organization for you.
Please, absolutely. I mean, we're outside of Washington D.C., but you know what? It's great to make connections, especially on the East Coast. We're so close to each other, so all the connections on the East Coast is great. We will take it all. Thank you. Thank you. But no, I'm not familiar with him, but I'm more than excited to get familiarized with who he is and what he's doing.
Yeah, because he's a member of the community also, so he's a very big supporter.
Okay. Beautiful.
We're actually gonna put we'll put that your nonprofit out there so everyone can see it. It'll be on our website permanently, Maya, if that's okay with you.
Yes,
so that way,
yes.
everyone wants to reach out, and depending on what state they're in, maybe they, and we can, by all means, there is some like non-for-profits like in the Madison area, which is kind of our, I would say that's our capital in Wisconsin, and there's a lot of little LGBTQ communities. but I don't think they cover. I did look into what they do. I believe you cover a lot of wide range to me, and I think that is phenomenal. Um, us as podcasters, we're just having fun talking about stuff,
Yeah.
enjoying stuff, you know. And but to me, this was so close to my heart, and I was like, we needed to have you on here before I have my surgery because it's a big thing. It is. It is. It is. It's not like, you know. So you may not be famous now, Maya, but just think someday, you know, this video could come out. You know, it could be in the top 10 list, and we could make it. You know, and actually, the my friends here actually just did a hashtag. They always hashtag different things. They always the hashtag is hashtag stronger together, and that's right. We always work together. That's right.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Crystal. That is amazing. I mean, I'm looking forward to, us staying in contact. And yes, please put the website up there for as long as you want. And if anyone's interested in donating a large amount of money, we can also give them a receipt for tax exemption purposes. So we can put that out there as well. Or even if they're donating a small amount and they want to use, for tax exemptions, we can always provide a receipt as well.
Well, we will definitely, definitely, get out there, tell the people, and by all means, Maya, we are gonna keep our pledge, and we will definitely keep it out there. It doesn't matter it's where you are in the world. By all means, we're all in different parts. You're in the East Coast, we're in the Midwest. It doesn't matter. We're still connected one way or another. We still,
I'm gonna come and visit you guys one day. I love little road trips and just meeting, different communities. I will, when stuff clear up
Yeah.
and all is well on your end, let's keep in touch. I would love to come out and just visit, the area and see what you guys have going on.
I'll drink to that.
We will
Yes.
do that. Martel loves I should have told you, but he likes to drink his wine during the podcast. I'm drinking water due
I
to my
love wine.
so that's fine.
Makes
I
me happy.
love wine. Love it, Martel. Love it.
Makes me so happy.
Yes, me too. Give me a bottle of Prosecco, baby, and I'm good to go.
And by all means, we will be doing wine casts in, I think, Decemberish once I get back to whatever normal is, I guess, whatever that is. Once I get past
whatever that is.
whatever that. Well, getting back to the new side of life, getting on to the new side of life. So we'll actually do a wine cast, and by all means, we do actually randomly ask people if you want to come on and be a guest and just talk about things. The first half where we were talking about the coronavirus and how it's infecting people, talking about getting your shots and what's the best medical way to do stuff. Now we're just trying to help people out, give them the best decisions. We're not forcing you to do nothing. We're just trying to make you educated to be like, here's the facts and here's what's not true. So.
Okay. That's beautiful. Yes, I would love to come on. So please, if you're ever thinking about me for that wine cast, honey, I am all there.
we will definitely, and when things get cleared up, by all means, Maya, you want to come next year, by all means, you're welcome. You and the family, the whole family up. Martel won't be so drunk. He won't be so drunk, baby. I don't know. I'm trying to be a good girl, not to drink. I'm just drinking water. So.
I mean, hey, I gotta work the next 6 days, so I'm having fun now. So
you're better than me, Martel. Look, I'm just as bad because I have to get on the road early at 5:00 in the morning. We're driving to Atlanta from DC, so it's about a 9-hour drive. We're actually receiving an award. There's a gala that they do every year, and my husband and I are receiving an award for the work that we're doing in Virginia.
Oh, congratulations!
Well, congratulations! Let's give him applause there. Congratulations! That is awesome.
Thank you. I'm so excited. It's a black tie event. It's very nice. So my husband, myself, and a board member is going. So yeah, it's been so busy this week. Just trying to close out stuff because we'll be gone for about 4 days. So I had to take my pets and put them in the boarding, and it was so sad leaving them. We have a cat and a dog, so a little Chihuahua and a little cat.
Oh.
So yes. So we're really excited. We have a full weekend ahead of us. So yeah, Martel, I'll be up and busy with you. You'll be working, honey, but I'll be, living the fab life in Atlanta.
I'm gonna be living through you then this weekend.
There you go.
No,
but I'm not looking.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but I'm not looking forward to the drive though. But I love road trips, so I just thought it would be cool to just kind of take that ride out and this look around at the scenic areas and that kind of thing. So yeah, and plus I have about 7 bags that I packed, so I didn't want to take all that on the airplane. So my husband's
Oh,
like, "Ugh, what are you going to do with all these bags? You're going to wear 3 outfits, and but we don't look. I need three
th-
or four outfits just in case.
that's how I pack.
See, see,
And most one bag
see.
just have shoes in there. So so
One bag have shoes, one bag have PJs. I need my dresses in one bag, my jeans in another. I mean, it's a mess, Martel. It's a mess.
you need a bag for every situation. That's how I pack.
Every situation, honey. And then, being transgender and going through a gender reassignment surgery. I just had gender reassignment surgery in July. So I also have to pack the stuff that I need for that. It's a lot of maintenance in this stuff. Let me tell you guys, people think that it's all glitz and glam and beauty and we're choosing to be this way. Honey, let me tell the world something. We're not choosing to be this way. Who's going to go through all this mess that we have to go through just to be complete? You know what I mean? And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a gender reassignment surgery is amazing because we feel complete, we feel natural, normal, it's organic for us, but it's a lot of work. It's a whole lot of work, and it's a lot of maintenance, and it's a routine. And so I said all that to say I have a whole bag just to care for her down there. She needs special care, and so I got a whole little Gucci bag on the side that's just full of her stuff. So yeah. So yeah, it's a ton of stuff that I'm not taking on the flight. They would have been looking at that stuff was like, ma'am, what are you planning to do your weekend? You go through TSA and they start putting that radar through, and they're gonna be looking like, well, what's going on in this van? It looks like a good time. So, but yes. So we're excited. We're excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually went online. I had watched a whole gender reassignment surgery for both male and
Too.
female, just so I
Me
could have
too.
like a perspective of what was going on and what the person would be going through. And I was just amazed. I'm like, that is a lot of trauma that goes on with the body. We're going through the whole thing.
A
So
lot.
I
A lot.
applaud everybody who's brave enough to go through it.
Thank you. Thank you. I never watched the surgery. So, you know, I've had a couple things done. I've had a little bit of surgery all over the body, and I never watched the procedure before or
What?
even really after because I don't want to know what they're going to do to me because it'll make me not do it. Like, if I'm looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to be cutting at me like this. I'm like, no. So I never actually watched how they
Mm-hmm.
do it and what they do because it would just freak me out. But like you said, there is so much trauma that happens to the body and just the recovery process. It's so draining. It's physically draining, it's emotionally draining, it's spiritually draining. You go through, people think, okay, you just go have surgery and you go home. Oh no, baby. It's so much that go into it. So, like you said, I myself applaud all the women who went through it because it's a challenge. It's definitely a life changing experience and it's a challenge. But you know what? I will say this, Martell and Crystal, it wasn't as painful, the whole experience. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. I've had breast implant surgery, and that was way more painful than the gender reassignment. I mean, people think like when you're dealing with that anatomy, and as a male, I think I think males, Martell, I think you can attest to it. That area gets very sensitive down there if you hit in it the wrong way. So people think about that and they like, oh my gosh, it's so painful. It actually is not very painful. You're knocked out during the procedure, of course, but the recovery pain, it's not that bad. It's just the maintenance and the caring for her is actually what's draining and exhausting. And it's just that part of it is a nuisance. But yeah, not a lot of pain. And you watch the procedure, you probably thinking like, hey, the hell if it's not a lot of pain from what I saw.
From what I saw, it looked so painful. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's not. It's not at all. I mean, I've had work done to my face. That was more painful. I've had a couple nose jobs. That was more painful. It's really not that bad. It's a
Okay.
lot of soreness. It's a lot of soreness, but not as bad as I thought. So yeah, I was excited about that. Yeah. So that's to say to anyone who's listening, who's going to get the procedure, go for it. It's not that bad. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. And reach out to me if you need to talk. If you have any advice, reach out to me. I'm here to answer questions.
I think you just answered my coworker question because she asked, because she listens to the podcast and she was asking, wondering that same question, like, is it very painful afterwards?
It's not. It's very sore. Like you can't sit straight down. You have to lay down because if you sit straight down, then yes, it's going to be sore for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. You know, yeah, I'm trying to think like the worst part about, well, I'm not gonna go into detail because that might be TMI for some of the listeners, but there's some areas that are more difficult than others when doing the recovery process. But yeah, as far as pain, not bad. Yeah.
Okay, you just educated me. All right.
There you go. Look, see what I'm saying? And we learn from each other, baby. We learning.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say, because going through this whole journey with Crystal, I was just like, at first I was just like so obliged to the whole scenario, what people go through to get to that point where they're happy in life when they become who they are. So just to be able to go through this journey with her has been a very big learning experience for me.
And able to teach you some things that you ain't even know, Martell. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, y'all are way more stronger than a lot of us people. I'm just
and look, I be telling my friends, you hear guys that be talking trash about them punks and this and that. We ain't no punks. This stuff that we go through, y'all could never go through it. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Those guys that are out there talking trash, please, who a punk? Let me see you go through the procedure that I just went through. You know what I mean?
Couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. After I watched the videos, now I'm like, nope.
Look, if you thought you could do it before, you can't do it now, huh?
That is out of the question now.
Yeah, and see, that's why I don't want to watch it, because I might just be like, you know what? I don't know. I'm not good with blood and stuff. Like we have, transgender women have to take hormones as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can take them by pills or you can take them by injections. Most of us choose, well, I'm not going to say most of us, but I prefer to use injections because they're stronger, they work faster, they get right to the core, versus pills, which have to go through your system and they're diluted and your liver or whatever eats up half of the medicine, whatever they say.
Mm-hmm.
I have trouble even sticking myself with this little teeny needle. Like, I'm just not good with pain. I'm not good with blood. I'm not good with the whole none of it. So I knew I couldn't watch it. So you strong, Martell, for even going through and looking at it. Because I was like, I had to watch either one of them, the male side or the female side of it. Yeah, no, sir.
When I watched, I believe the female to male one, that one looked way more painful from the female to male. And when I watched it, yes, I watched that and was like, oh my goodness. Because they went back and got a second surgery to have, the extra piece added to it. And I was just like, wow. And then they they took like some meat off the back to make it. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
They did like a skin graft.
Yeah, they did the skin graft. And I was just like amazed, like, wow. And it was like they're still not done. It was like 3 or 4 more procedures after that to get everything working correctly. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how they went through that.
I mean, technology is amazing. Modern medicine is amazing. But I will say that they have perfected the male to female surgeries much better than the female to, wait, did I say that right? The male to females, look, let me tell you something. I'm in the world and I get confused. So, when people get confused sometimes, I don't chew people out, I educate them. But okay, so the male to females, they have perfected, but the female to males, they're still working on how to make it better, how to make it easier, to make sure that the procedure goes without issues. Because I from my experience and what I'm hearing, a lot of female to males, they have a lot of issues after the procedure. They have to have a lot of revisions. functionality may not be the best, sensitivity may not be the best, reaching an orgasm may not be the best. But for us, oh baby, everything works just fine. It's beautiful, So yeah, I mean, my doctor was out of Baltimore, Dr. Del Corral. If anyone is looking to have surgery and coming to the East Coast with Dr. Del Corral, he is amazing. Let me tell you something. That thing is beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I think Crystal, did you say both of you have the same doctor or the surgeon?
Correct. Yep. Same
Oh,
surgeon.
okay. See, I didn't want to say anything because I wasn't sure if the world knew that or knew what you were going through. So I didn't say anything. But yes, Crystal and I share the same doctor. So I am so excited for her baby because she is going to be so happy with the results. And let me tell you, Crystal, when you first look, when you first get a glance at it, it's going to be a little rough looking. Okay. Let me just put that out there. Do not get discouraged.
Yeah.
Do not get discouraged, Crystal. I'm gonna just put it out there. When you first look, you're gonna be like, what in the world did they do to me? But no, once everything starts to, get to where it needs to be and heal up, oh, it's gonna be beautiful. I'm so excited for you, Crystal. I'm so excited. And still the offer still stands. If you need a ride, from the airport, please let me know. I would love to meet you and make sure you get to, your destination safely. And because you're not far from me. So, but yeah, I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. And Dr. Del Corral, he's amazing. He has great bedside manner. I mean, you are really, really going to love him.
So Maya, I will definitely take up your offer, and I'm going to talk about. So if you would like to pick me up from the airport, because I'll be at, yeah, I mean, I've never actually flown in my life, other than in small planes,
She forcing me to get on an aeroplane too for the first
Oh,
time.
you're fine. Don't stop crying, little.
You
boy.
know,
Martell coming with you?
I'll be coming at a later date.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So I'll be with I'll fly by myself, Maya. So just be me. So I'll take up your offer if you want to come get me from the airport.
Yes, I want to make sure you get there safe. I want your transit. I want this to be smooth. I want it to be a smooth process. And I couldn't imagine doing it by myself. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure, that I can help ease some of that a little bit. So yes, I know that you are concerned about, being by yourself and in Baltimore and just getting around. Listen, I'll pick you up, get you to your hotel. We can stop past the store if you need to pick up a few things. But Martell, I'll also give you my number in case you have any questions, during recovery, because I think you'll be with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, we can also keep in touch. And I'm sure, Crystal, you'll have a lot of questions that you might not want to bother the doctor on. But let me tell you something. He's amazing by email. If you shoot him an email, he's responding in 2 to 3 minutes if he's not in surgery. If he's in surgery, he'll get back to you right away. And I mean, he's great with emails. He doesn't, push you to the side. He's not dismissive. He'll take great care of you. But yeah, just reach out to me. I'll let you know what you need to do and how to take care of that thing. Because let me tell you something, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of work, Kristen. It's gonna be a lot of work.
That's fine. I mean, no worries. Because I told myself next fall we're gonna take a little road trip. So the same cast, different crew, which is just us two. We're gonna take a little road trip to the world's largest Christmas.
Yay, Christmas!
Where's that? Where are you guys going?
So that is in Frankenmuth, Michigan. It's actually just kind of southwest of Saginaw.
Oh,
so
okay.
Kind of Saginaw and Detroit. So we're actually going to take our first podcast trip next year.
Okay.
Which will be kind of fun, something to do. So
it better be a lot of wine involved.
So
I'm sure. Wine makes everything better.
Mm-hmm. I just want to tell you, everyone is cheering you on, Maya. They're excited that you're going to help me out and take care of me. So actually, my little cheer squad over there, they're all excited for you. So
okay, good.
So my dear,
good. I'm so excited and I'm so happy for you. I mean, this is amazing. Let me tell you something. You're making a step that's going to change your life. And I'm gonna tell you something. I never realized how insecure I was. I never realized how unhappy I was. I thought I was happy. I thought I had everything. I thought, life was wonderful. But after I had this procedure, I woke up. I woke up, Crystal. I woke up, and just don't let the devil get into your head. Don't let the devil try to tell you that you're doing something wrong and start messing with your mind. Because baby, push that crap. Can we curse on this thing?
Yep.
That's fine. You can say whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, we're unfiltered and uncensored.
Okay,
Yep.
good. You know, if that devil get in your head, Crystal, you push that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna start. You're gonna start thinking, and stuff is gonna start going through your mind. But I'm gonna tell you, I have never been so happy and more secure with myself, and I'm so excited for you to get there because you'll realize. I mean, you may be very happy and very secure and have a beautiful life, but let me tell you something. After that surgery, it changes something. It's like an instant. You're gonna feel it instantly while you're still laying up in the bed. You're gonna feel it, and it's gonna be amazing. But don't forget, when you take that first glance, don't run. Don't run from it. Don't run. It's because I'm saying it's going to get better. And I mean, I've been researching, this procedure for 5 years before I made my decision. And when I saw his work, when I talked to him, when I spoke to some of his patients and his team, I mean, I've never felt more at home and I've never felt more happy with the finished product, as far as the aesthetics. And, might be TMI, but all the bells and whistles work down there. Sensation is amazing, so he knows what he's doing. You are definitely in good hands. You made a great decision by picking Dr. Del Corral. I don't know what type of research you did or how you found him.
And,
you made a great decision.
And I did a lot of research and looked down, like, what surgeons are doing and what's the best. Like, I just don't want some, I guess, hack job. Because
Sure.
I want this. I want to do it once, and maybe I'll do other things down the road. But this is my priority right now. Like, other things may happen over time, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, really, look at this. They're showing all the love. Look at this. We got all clapping. They're showing the love to us. Look at this. So we got all the love going on right there. Look at this. So,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm excited. Really appreciate you extending to help me out and get me where I need to go. So first of all, from myself to you, dear, thank you so very much. It's from one sister to another. That is so. I'm so honored.
Welcome. You are welcome, honey. You are welcome. When I heard your story, I was like, it's no way I'm going to leave this girl to come here by herself and go through this. So you are so welcome. And, anything I can do to help, I'm more than happy to help. And Martell, I know you're going to be there. So if you need to know where you got to go to get you some wine, honey, I will let you know. Yes. I would tell you. But yes, I'm excited and I'm more than happy to help you, Crystal. And again, after I leave you, feel free to reach out. Like, and I mean it, feel free to reach out. And after surgery, if you're like, Maya, what is this? Or what am I doing? Do not feel like you're bothering me. Do not feel like it's too much because I've been there. I've been in where you're about to go. And so anything that I can do to help, make you more comfortable, I'm more than happy to do that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm gonna try to do some of my pictures on Instagram. So I have you on Instagram. You and I are actually on friends on Instagram. So I'll try to document when I'm on there, before I get in the airport and So I mean, as we get there, so because I have a lot of people here around me that I've done like laser treatment and stuff like that. They're excited. They're like super excited. They can't wait for me to be back, to where I can move around and do stuff, and so they're excited.
That's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while to move around.
It's not gonna be no walk in the park. So go ahead.
You'll be on bed rest for a while. So just prepare yourself, physically and mentally to be on bed rest for about 2 months. You can get back up and start moving around, after about a month, 3 to 4 weeks, but you're gonna wanna stay down. You don't want to hurt yourself or ruin. I know a couple girls who got up too soon and was moving around and they had problems. So, I stayed my tail in the bed for about a month and a half before I started to kind of get up and moving around. So you'll definitely need Martell. You'll have me for a little while, and hopefully you have your squad back home.
Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Good. So just know that you're not alone doing this, Crystal. You're not alone. You have so much support, so many people that love you. And I'm your new friend. So we got your back, girl. We got you.
And you know what? So just to give a little background between Maya and I, how we actually got to be friends online. So there was actually, I believe, it was like we're on one of the groups. Again, there's so many of them out there for transgender women, and she was talking about this person was talking about her surgery, and you were saying about choosing the doctor, and I was kind of like, ooh, I'm kind of possibly, maybe, when once you had some set, then I started looking at like I was looking at him, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was, like we didn't talk as much, but up until like recently, and I was like, I remember you from that's almost been like a year ago. So I mean,
Wow.
I've known Maya for almost a year, but we haven't really like made the,
The
talk about
direct connect.
direct connection. So I think to me that was a good start. So for us, Maya, so I'm very privileged to have, you in my little circle. So I'm very privileged of that, and that's so
Yes,
awesome,
yes, yes. It's awesome. It's so amazing. And I'm going to make sure I give you, I don't know if given it to you already, but I'm going to make sure I give you my personal number as well.
Okay.
So we can talk about and arrange, when you're coming this way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then I can make sure I'm on time and, I get everything done. I'm going to clear my whole schedule for you for that day. Just know that.
Look at this.
I know I was a little behind schedule today because there's so much going on. But the day that you're arriving, I promise you, I'm going to clear my whole schedule because I want this to go smooth with you. It has to be an act of God that's going to keep me away from you, Crystal, on that day.
Oh, well, we'll just pray for positive things too.
Yes.
We'll pray for positive things like we all do. No, no, that's okay. And
Yes.
and I love your enthusiasm. That's why I said I love it so much. Look at this. The more love. Look at this. We're keep on getting the love here from all our friends out there. Look at this. See,
Hi, guys.
so
Is
so
that a donut?
just
Somebody sending donuts?
I guess they're said to it. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I'm so
don't know.
hungry.
Whatever. So just so everyone at Clapper knows, this is actually one of my good friends, new friends. Her name's Maya Power. So as you guys been listening to her, so she is actually, like I said, the non-for-profit's called. Hold on now, it's called. Oh God,
It's a long one. It's a long one.
I just had it on the top of my tongue and nuts. It's called. Hold on, I'm gonna say it because otherwise I'm gonna look bad on it. No, really.
Power
Just-
Safe.
Don't feel
Power
bad.
Safe Plays Resource Center of Virginia.
There we go. Good. And one thing I love is okay. So I'm going to tell you right now, Maya. There's a guy wearing the hats as gay as excuse me, gay AF. Okay, gay as
Yes.
F. And I'm like, I need to get one of those hats. So I will
Yes.
find one somewhere, and I'm going to wear that hat because I have some girlfriends that we have a little squad, a group of 3, and we have a nickname for it. It's called Gaby because we have like one of my girlfriends is queer, and another one is like non-binary. So we're all just like little we're a bunch of little gay, which is kind of a something fun, So
Yeah.
so
Listen,
go ahead.
you
Mike.
can find anything on Amazon, honey. I was gonna say you probably can find it on Amazon easily. They have everything out there, but that would be so cool. Make sure you take a picture and show me.
And then that'll be like we're gonna have some shirts from like the '70s logo on it, so it'll have that on there. And our hashtag is actually it's kind of funny. Hashtag is gay all day, which is funny.
There you
know?
go. Yeah.
Why wasn't I invited to this shenanigans?
Oh.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Ladies only.
You know what? I've been kicked out of better groups then.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Well, thank you again, Maya, for coming on our podcast. It was a pleasure you being our guest this evening on Same Cast, Different Day. Would you like it all to share your business or personal socials at all, so everyone wants to find you?
On Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at Maya. That's Myak Power. That can get me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'm sure I'm the only Maya K Power that's on there. Yep, and that's Power with no S on the end. A lot of people think of Austin Powers and they put the S on the end, but it's just Power with no S. So Maya K Power, or our website is www.powersafeplace.org. So that's www.powersafeplace.org, or just on social media by my name, Maya K Power.
and hit her up by all means. You know, we kind of cover all the bases on our socials, but we will definitely keep your website on ours. I do the website design, so I'll get that added, Maya, this week before we
Okay.
get to the weekend, and it will make sure that everyone can click on yours and they can send you a message or how they need to donate or what they need to do. And we ask everyone, if you do a donate, say that if you heard us on the Same Cast Today podcast, by all means, send us, hey, by the way, we heard you guys, Maya, and we would like to donate. And we love hearing that stuff because we love hearing good stories. This is what makes a true podcast, is when you get to hear real life things, you know. So Maya, first of all, thank you so much for being part of our well, Mr. Winecast by himself. Martel.
You're welcome.
We will definitely invite you back on our Winecast in December.
Yep.
We'll be doing some Winecast then, so you can join us there.
Yes.
Martel, would you like to give out your socials, please?
I am on the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, and the Clapper, all at Martel Rowland.
Martel Rowland. Okay. Yes, and thank you guys for having me. Thanks for thinking of me and inviting me on. This was so much fun. I love to do these things, you know, when you can kind of let your hair down and just talk a little shit, you know, and meet new people. And this is wonderful. I love it. Thanks for inviting me. Hold on, Martel. How you spell your name? Martel.
MARTEL ROWLAND.
Yeah, I see it at the top now. Okay, I found you. Perfect.
Yay!
Okay, wonderful. I found you on Instagram. I'll look up the others later.
Alrighty.
All right, so you can find my socials. You can find me at TikTok, Clapper, and Instagram at Miss Care Bear WI. So what does that WI mean, Martel?
What?
What does the WI mean? The WI mean in my name? What does that mean?
You don't drink enough?
WI means Wisconsin, so check me out. By the way, it's TikTok, Clapper, and Instagram at Miss Care Bear WI. And Miss Care Bear WI, I'm sorry, no dot in there, my bad. And you can also check me out on Facebook. I am actually Crystal B. So this has been another Same Cast Different Day podcast with our guest from the East Coast state of Virginia, Maya K. Powers. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We hope everyone enjoyed the podcast. And I can't talk tonight, apparently. Thank you so much again, Maya. Everyone at Clapper, thank you so very much. You're awesome. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for showing it. And like I said, everyone, again, Maya K. Power is on the social that you said was on with Facebook and Instagram. So if you would like to add her, like to share this out with anybody about her not-for-profit, I couldn't talk for a second. And by all means, please do that, okay? Everyone, we will wish you have a great evening. Martel, you want to send them out?
You're in charge today. I told you were in charge.
Okay, I'm in charge. All right, well, thank you again, Maya. Pleasure again. Everyone have a great evening, day, afternoon. I don't know, maybe a good day. Oh, that's Australian, but that's right. Good day. Love to everybody.
You forgot to tell them to head over to cafepress.com/SCDD podcast for your official podcast merch, like the shirt that I got on. Make sure you get over there.
You can get shirts, wine glasses.
Don't forget the thongs.
You can get thongs, yeah. You can get. We're still working on that one. Yeah, maybe I'll buy one by January. I'll buy one. I don't know if I'll show it off. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. So you can check out your stuff at Cafe Press. You can also check us out at direct.me/samecastdifferentday podcast. You can also check out Martel at direct.me/Martel Rowland. If you want to check out my website, I'm at direct.me/Crystal B. So you can check us out. Our website's always free, always available. And by the way, if you want to make your own, just hit up direct.me. And don't forget, this is where you can get all your podcasts. Wherever you find your podcast, look up Same Cast Every Day podcast. If it's Apple, if it's oh man, I lost my train of thought.
This podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, so many other places. Just make sure y'all hit that follow button. And And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Same Cast, Different Day Podcast.
So everyone, have a great evening. Martel and Maya, it's always a pleasure having our guests.
Yay.
And we will definitely bring Maya back on. And in December, we'll have a nice little group chat about, I don't know, Christmas stuff. Martel, want to talk about stuff? Maybe.
Because I started putting up Christmas lights today. So.
Oh no.
It gets cold here, so I have to get started early.
Oh, you one of those early starters, Martel?
Yes.
Oh well. Listen, everyone, have a great day, and we will see you again next week. Maya, have a great evening. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.